true story of a man who inflicted pain upon thousands of innocent victims.
Dr. Joseph Mengele was a German soldier who joined the Nazi Party in 1937. He went on to become an SS officer at Auschwitz in 1943. Before he arrived at Auschwitz, 2 other doctors had started experiments on children, trying to change them or to sterilize them. Joseph Mengele had an obsession with twins and research in genetic inheritance, which was a common interest among many Nazi scientists. He saw Auschwitz as a human laboratory for his inhumane experiments. Painful experiments.
He favored twins because he was able to conduct experiments on one twin and then compare the affected twin with the unaffected twin. The twins had to undress and would be carefully measured and examined. Their similarities were thought to be hereditary, while their differences were believed to be caused by the environment. Dr. Mengele performed blood transfusions in large quantities between the 2 twins. These transfusions would cause high fevers and sickness for a number of days, especially in small children. He would use eye drops and chemical injections in order to try and create blue eyes in one of the twins. If one twin was affected by a disease and died, the other was injected in the heart with chemicals, and its body was compared to that of the diseased twin. Joseph Mengele would amputate children's limbs and try to sew twins together to create conjoined twins.
The struggle. He experimented on 3,000 sets of twins, which he kept in the twin block, or what he called the zoo. He was also known as the Angel of Death because of his inhumane experiments on children and twins. He believed that there was 2 races, Jews and Aryans. Only one race could exist, and the Holocaust was their battle for superiority.
יום השני של ראש השנה באה אישה ממחתרת ההולנדית לקחת אותנו, 3 אחים.
He was trying to turn us into Aryans. His goal was to create an army of super German soldiers out of us. He found us twins most useful for his tests because he could compare us. We were the same people. That's why he was experimenting on us. He wanted to give us blue eyes and blonde hair. This desire for a super German race, as he called it, was what fueled his research. He hated us Jews and Gypsies, and he wanted to change us. He always performed experiments on my twin brother. My brother seemed to see him as a father figure. He would reward us both with candy, but I knew that he liked my brother more. I can't believe he took my twin brother away from me. He was all I had. I didn't think I would be able to make it without him by my side, but somehow I did.
I'm here in Auschwitz at Block 10, also known as the Twins Block. This is one of Dr. Mengele's hospital beds, where he performed many of his experiments. These are the eye drops that would turn the twins' eyes blue. As you can see, his workspace was very crude and no anesthesia was used on the twins. This is the site of many cruel experiments that Dr. Mengele performed during the Holocaust.
I was Dr. Mengele's assistant at Auschwitz. Even though I was Jewish, I was lucky to be a doctor because he treated us well and used our experience to help him carry out his experiments. The things he did were horrible, and I sadly had to play a part in them. Putting my own people through pain was the hardest thing I've ever done. I knew the consequence of refusing to obey him would result in death, but I couldn't let the lives of innocent children slip through my hands. He had a strange obsession with twins, and one day he instructed me to inject one of the twins with an infection so that he could see the difference in between the twins. I only pretended to give her the shot, and I let her go back to the barracks. and I told Dr. Mengele that the injection hadn't affected her. It was risky, but I'm glad I did it. The images of those innocent children are forever imprinted in my memory.
Everything that happened to us. Things we don't tell anyone, not even our husbands and children.
How did you feel arriving at Auschwitz?
I remember when they let us out of the cattle cars, lots of SS men with dogs, many people, absolute chaos, and shouting, someone shouting, Zwilling. That's twins in German. My mother asked, is it a good idea to say Zwilling? He said, what can happen? Say it. They took us to the twins block where there were many sets of twins.
How did you feel when they experimented on you?
We were there, always ready, whenever they called us for the experiments. That was the twins' function. They performed all manners of painful experiments, and we screamed. So they shouted at us. They didn't let us. They wanted us to be quiet and to do what they wanted.